What's up, guys? We are back on the second channel. I've got 5 plays for you guys in this video with some monster hit rates. The main plays have already been posted to the first channel. If you are new to this channel, go check out that video also. It's got my official NBA plays. But these are some plays that I found that have some monster hit rates for a bunch of different stats and categories, kind of splits, some insights, just some really good looks today over on the Prize Picks board and also for guys that are on sportsbooks or other apps out there. So we're going to do these plays in just a second, but before we do so, if you're new here, don't miss out on joining the DubClub. There's a 2-day free trial available in my description. You get all of my plays sent straight to you. You also get my plays from my contributors here, as well as my plays, of course, sent straight to your phone. You also can see our profit numbers this year in the NBA and the NBA plus the NHL. We also have the MLB coming back on March 18th with a couple of games to start off the season there. So don't miss out. 2-day free trial is available in my description. Let's get to these plays with the monster hit rates. Play responsibly at your own risk. Let's get to these plays. But also don't forget to subscribe to the second channel here if you have not already. But the first play I'm going to like here is going to be over in the PRA category. That's because tonight I'm actually going to go with the Sacramento Kings and Keegan Murray over 20.5 PRA. I'm not telling you guys to play these plays, by the way. That will be over in the main channel, the plays that I absolutely love. These are some stat-driven plays that I'll dive into more a little bit later. But Keegan Murray here is over in 49% of the games this year. And hasn't been super great, in the last few games. He's only over in 4 of his last 10. However, there's a couple of good reasons for why he could be in a really nice spot to go over his PRA tonight. First off, here, this insight. He's actually over in 4 of his last 5 games against bottom 10 defenses for points allowed. And Denver, they ranked 22nd this year, as you can see. They are at 116 points per game given up. And this year against Denver, he's actually already covered against them. He's had 22 in his only matchup this year against them. And that came in about 30 minutes also, by the way. So in games where he actually plays competent minutes, seeing at least like 28 minutes or even 30 plus minutes here, 54% hit rate at 28 plus minutes, and then a monster 60% hit rate at 30 plus minutes. He's also better in away games, over in 55% there, but also a big injury here to the Sacramento Kings is Domantas Sabonis being out. Without him this year, he's over in both of his last 2 games. He's had 25 and 26 in these 2 games here. That even includes a blowout win here against Dallas, where they won by about 24 points, and he played only about 25 minutes in that game. So overall, I think Keegan's in a really good spot here because he gets that big usage jump without Domantas. I mean, you can see just what he's done in those 2 games here. He's played monster minutes, and he would have seen even more minutes last game. His field goal attempt numbers, though, are really solid. He's at 11 and 10 his last 2 games here. So all this just makes sense to me. The high minutes that he's been playing without blowouts, and this game is a 5.5 point spread, so I'm not expecting a blowout here. It's a good matchup against Denver, who, he's exceeded against in the past already this year, and he's exceeded against other teams that rank bottom in the points allowed per game. So I think he's in a great spot to go over his PRA tonight, giving the over for his 20.5 PRA. The next play here is going to be a Green Goblin on Prize Picks, but man, does it look good to me. So we're going to talk about a Goblin here, but it's going to be Darius Garland here, over 1.5 3-point makes. Garland's in a crazy spot tonight. He's over in 84% of games this year. But look at how good he's been in home games this year. He's over in every single game except for 1. And that came in a blowout there against the New York Knicks, where he only played about 25 minutes. This game here is 11.5 point spread, so hopefully stays somewhat close at least. But in games where they win this year too, he's been very, very good, of course, even just in games as a whole. And you also factor in games where he's actually played competent minutes. When he sees 32 plus minutes in all games this year, he's over in 88%. And that includes at least 10 straight games, as you can see there. So he's just been a monster this year at home. Just when he sees his full minutes there. And it's a good matchup here against Miami, too. They're ranked 21st in 3-point makes allowed per game at 13.8. And a point guard, shooting guard specifically there, they ranked 28th right there at 3.5 given up per game. So he's been great this year. He's also been over his full game line, by the way, in 14 of his last 18 games at home. So I even think the 2.5 3-point makes is a good line also. It's like a plus 100, I think, on sportsbooks, right around there. Plus 105, actually, over on DraftKings. So I think he's in a great spot to go over at least 1.5 3-point makes. I think you can have at least 2 in this one, which is why I think the Green Goblin on Prize Picks is just so good, especially with him being at home here and his track record at home. So you made the over for Darius Garland and his 1.5 3-point makes. Before we get to my next couple plays here in this video, if you're already on Sleeper Picks, it's one of the best apps out there right now. It's 18 years and older and available in most states. And they also have some beautiful welcome offers. You get a free square, I believe, when you sign up for Sleeper, as well as getting a first deposit match up to $100 if you use my promo code DOMG. They also have promos all the time here. We actually had a free score for all users just yesterday with LeBron James. So they offer tons of promos all the time. They offer discounts nearly every single day at this point. This app is amazing when it comes to promos, especially for those first-time user welcome offers. So if you're not already on Sleeper Picks, download it right now with the link in my description and use that promo code DOMG. Now getting into my next play here over on Prize Picks, let's head this time over to the rebounds and assists category. Actually, this one is not on Prize Picks, but you can have an alternative here for Prize Picks. I do like Isaiah Collier tonight, over 12.5 rebounds and assists. He's unfortunately not on Prize Picks, but some alternatives here are going to be the over 6.5 assists, which is a Green Goblin here on the prize pick board. I don't really love the 9 assists here. It's a really steep line there at 9. The rebound assist is a lot better. So if you have an app like Sleeper, for example, or an app like Chalkboard, or Underdog might even have it. I do like the over 12.5 rebounds and assists a little bit better, but you could just pivot to the 6.5 assists. That looks absolutely elite there, but again, it's kind of a worse payout. I mean, obviously, it's a Green Goblin. Collier has been over his rebounds and assists in 30% of games this year, and he has a beautiful matchup tonight against Washington, who allows the most rebounds allowed per game, and they rank 26th in assists allowed per game at 28.7. Point guard specific, they rank 21st and 24th. Now, his potential assists are a little bit interesting here because he's had some pretty good games lately, but some of these are just kind of inconsistent here. Like the Pelicans game here, he had a monster 17 potential assists, only converted on 8 of them. And then last game here against Detroit, he only had 7, but that was a very, very tough matchup. However, what pushes this over the edge for me here is going to be all the injuries to this team. You have Colin Sexton being out. You have John Collins. You have Jordan Clarkson. You have Lauri Markkanen. You even have guys like Taylor Hendricks or even Walker Kessler being out. That is absolutely huge for his assists here in this game. You can see just games this year without Colin Sexton, he's over in 9 out of 13 games. And some of his games he's missing is just because he just has low conversion numbers. I mean, like this Pelicans game here really sticks out to me here. He had 17 potential assists. He really should have gone over in that game, but his team did not hit their shots in that game. What I love here, though, is that he's over in 7 of his last 8 games against bottom 10 defenses for assists allowed. That's absolutely huge, as you can see there. The only game missed here was this Pelicans game here, where he had monster conversions there. Not conversions, but he had monster potential assists. Should have had really good conversions on that also. So he's in a great spot, though, for especially 6.5 assists, but the 12.5 rebounds assist line, I think is very, very good for Collier tonight. So it can be the over right there for his rebounds and assists, or the 6.5 assists over on Prize Picks. I've got 2 more plays for you in this video here. We're going to go with Damian Lillard here over rebounds. You can take the 4 on Prize Picks for that little bit of a bump, or take the 3.5 Goblin. Both spots I think are pretty good, but Damian's in a really nice spot here for his rebounds. He's hit at least 4 in 75% of games this year, and his rebound chance has also been very, very nice, especially in these last 4 games. He's had at least 7 in 4 straight games. And he's also been over in 13 of his last 16 games against bottom 10 defenses for rebounds allowed, as you see there. And Dallas is also a very nice matchup. They rank 22nd at rebounds allowed at 45.2. Point guard specific, they rank a little bit less at 17th, but they still allow 6.1 per game to opposing point guards. And you see how he's been against Dallas in the past. He has not played them this year. Actually, he has played them this year. It was back like 4 days ago. He actually had 6 rebounds against them. These 2 games were from last year, and again, they were last year, not taking too much weight into that. But 8 rebound chances in that game against Dallas. He had 6 in that game. I think he'd have at least 4 in this one, hopefully at least 5. What puts this over the edge for me, though, is that this is a 10-point spread. And in games where they win this year, he's over in 87%, as you see there. And if you increase this spread even more to like 6+ point win, 7+ point win, and against a 10-point spread, it gets even better here. He is not at a game this year where he's had less than 3 rebounds when they win by at least 6 points. So he's in a great spot. You can also factor in the minutes here when he plays competent minutes at 32+ minutes. If he gets up to 35+. But he's just been really good in wins overall, though. They're running a ton of rebounds. Give me the over here for Dame and his rebounds tonight. One more play for you in this video. I talked a bit about him on the main channel here, but it's going to be Bryce Sensabaugh tonight, over 18.5 points plus assists. This one has gotten bumped from the morning YouTube video, but I do still like him here at 18.5 right here at his points and assists line. So he's in a pretty good spot. He's over in 9 out of 50 games this year. That does not look super great on paper, but like I was kind of saying with Collier here, they're missing a ton of guys here. Without Collins, Clarkson, Sexton, Markkanen, and Kessler this year, he's over in both games. He's had 22 and 25 points and assists. So we've seen monster minutes in those games, and also it's just a really good matchup here against Washington, like I was talking about earlier. Overall, they rank 29th in points allowed per game and then 26th in assists allowed per game. So, and you factor in games where he's played at least 25 minutes, he's over in 6 of his last 9, both of his last 2, as you can see there, and actually 6 of his last 7. So he's been very good this year when he sees those good quality minutes, which he should be seeing with all those guys out. Last time all those guys were out, he played about 31 minutes and a 7-point win, or 7-point loss, actually. So he's in a great spot, like I said, as long as this game does stay close. It's a 5-point spread, so I think it should stay close. It also is Utah and Washington, both kind of shitty teams. So should hopefully be a lot of scoring in this game, a lot of bad defense, and hopefully we just cash 2 overs here for Utah tonight. Thank you all for watching. The 5 plays from this video are going to be Bryce Sensabaugh over 18.5 points and assists, Darius Garland over 1.5 3-point makes, Isaiah Collier over 12.5 rebounds and assists, Damian Lillard over 3.5 rebounds, and Keegan Murray over 20.5 PRA. Thank you for watching us. Hopefully in the next video, subscribe to the second channel here as well as the main channel so you guys get the main plays over there every single day. Appreciate you guys for watching both videos today.